We're recording this for our class of 2022 seniors and for our YouTube channel as well. And I've got a room full here with me at Velma Jackson. And we're recording this for Coach Drain's class, Miss Graven, Miss Brown as well, to show to our seniors. So we got the 2020 Velma Jackson valedictorian Skylawn Thompson with us, who had a peculiar senior year that was throwing a lot of curveballs, but doing some great things there at the W. So why don't you start by telling us a little bit about your high school experience, because you did a little bit of everything. I've told them a few, but I'm sure I'll list some things out.
Can I share my screen?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, can y'all see that?
Oh, wow. I didn't know you were going to do a whole presentation for us. I love it. Yes, I see it.
Okay, so first of all, my name is Skylawn Thompson. I graduated May 2020 during the pandemic as valedictorian. I was also the 2019-2020 Miss Velma Jackson High School. I participated in several organizations. I was battalion commander, I was in the choir, cheer captain, beta club. I was anything that you could think of, I was in. Okay.
I forgot about you doing ROTC, and I forgot all about that.
Yes. Okay, so by now you should have either decided on the college of your choice or decided on another route. And if you have not decided on the college of your choice, it is not too late. So I know colleges have deadlines, and it's okay if you didn't start right now. If you're not going in August or the summertime, you can also start in the spring. So that's okay. Okay, tips to be successful in college. So schedule classes based off what is best for you. And what I mean by this is, if you know that you are a morning person, go ahead and take those 8 a.m. classes. Don't be afraid and think, okay, well, that's too early. I don't want to be up there early. But if you think about it, if you go ahead and take those morning classes, then later on in the afternoon, you have the whole day free. Because typically, if you go ahead and knock those classes out in the morning, then in the evening times, you're done after 2 o'clock, you're done after 12 o'clock. So go ahead and schedule those 8 a.m. classes. Also, if you work well in the afternoon or evenings and you're fine with staying in class that late, then you go ahead and do that too, but make sure it's whatever is best for you. Please pay attention to your syllabus. I know in high school, they give you syllabus, you probably sign it and then don't look at it again, but in college, that's your key. That's your key. If you want to be successful, go ahead and look at that syllabus. They tell you everything you need to know. They tell you everything that's coming up. Go ahead and look at it. Don't just sign it, but go ahead and look at it and show up to class. This is not high school. Colleges, the professors, they're not going to say, hey, please come to class today, or why weren't you in class last week? They're not going to say that. Your mom's not going to be there. No one's going to be there to tell you to go to class. You have to be able to go to class. Also, online classes can be good, but they can also be bad. You got to have time management skills. If you want to do online classes, you have until Sunday. That's the great thing. I love online classes. You have until Sunday to plan and decide what day you want to do your work, but also it can be bad because no one's going to be there. You're not going to have a professor. You're not going to have no one to break down everything for you. You have to take responsibility with online classes.
Yeah, and I'll even add with online classes, I've had online classes where I would knock out a month worth of stuff in one day. So I would get, I would have all those grades already in, and I wouldn't have to worry about it for 4 weeks. So if you're a person that likes to work really fast, online classes can be very useful if you're a fast worker that likes to get stuff done quickly.
Right, because I'm done with 2 of my classes already because I went ahead, they have everything open, I went ahead and knocked everything out. And 9 times out of 10 for online classes, you have like 1 or 2 assignments per week. That's easy. You can go ahead and knock that out that Monday and have the rest of the week off. So I like online classes. Also, get to know your professors and show effort. College is not as bad as people make it seem. If you get to know your professors, if you show effort, that'll make a huge difference. At the end of the year, and you have a 79.5 or 79.4, they'll go ahead and give you the 80 as long as you're showing effort and paying attention in class. Also, please become involved. Don't just sit in your room. Like, a lot of people think that, okay, in order for me to pass and do good in college, then I have to be in my room studying all day. I don't study all day. You study when you need to, you pay attention in class. So after class, you have time to enjoy yourself. It'll make your college experience way better if you become involved and do your work, but you gotta be able to find a balance.
Yeah, and along with getting involved with all these organizations, you have the opportunity to network with people in the field. So becoming involved with your professor, becoming involved in these professional organizations, that can be just as useful as having a good GPA. So,
Right.
so when that's done, that's just as useful. You know, they always say it's not what you know, it's who you know. If you got a 4.0, but you haven't done anything to branch out and put your name out there, it's going to be very difficult to get in the career of your choice, no matter how skilled you are at it. So that's a great point.
Exactly. Okay, so I want to do a few tips for nursing students. I know there'll be a few people that's want to be in a nursing program or thinking about it or want to do it later. So take your prereq series. You're gonna have human A&P, you're gonna have a lot of science courses. Go ahead and take those series, because when you get a nursing program, I'm not saying that you're gonna do bad, but I'm saying it's gonna be very, very, very difficult. So go ahead and start off high. Don't start off playing around. Go ahead and start off high so you can have room for if you have those difficult exams or if you miss the exam. So go ahead and start off high. Have fun now. You will have fun in nursing school, but go ahead and have fun now. Enjoy yourself, but be able to have that balance. Make sure you find that balance between having fun and doing work. If you know you have an exam coming up, the next day you haven't studied for, and there's a party at night, skip that party. Go ahead and knock out those exams, because at the end of the day, that party is not going to bring you any money in the future. And a lot of y'all want good lives. You want to have a good be able to take care of you. So go ahead and don't overdo it. Be able to find that perfect balance. Also, do not stress over the uncertainty of nursing school. You're not going to know what's coming, and that's okay. Go ahead and have fun now. Go ahead and breathe now. Go ahead and enjoy whatever and handle any business that you have now, because worrying about it is not going to make it any better or any worse. Start learning your study habits. That's an important. You can do that right now with school. I know you guys have a few weeks of school left. Go ahead and start trying to figure out your study habits. Go ahead and figure out, do you work well with flashcards? Do you work well with PowerPoints, visual? Do you learn better listening, watching videos? Go ahead and figure that out now, because it'll help a lot in college. Do not try to learn information early that you think you'll need before nursing school. That's not good at all, because 9 times out of 10, your teacher is going to have their syllabus. They're going to have core concepts and ideas that they want you to learn. And if you go ahead and buy a textbook and learn everything that you need to know and think you need to know, it'll end so bad, because you have all the information crammed in your mind when you probably only need to know the first 5 pages of each chapter. So do not go ahead and try to study before you go to nursing school. Okay, so I go to Mississippi University for Women. This is my 2nd year, so I start nursing school in the summer. So how are the professors? The professors here are amazing. Like I said, if you get to know them, if you show that you're involved, they will be your best friend. All you gotta do is pay attention. Don't be disruptive. You know, you don't have to raise your hand for every question, but pay attention, be present, be there. Our class is hard. Some classes can be difficult, but they are not that hard. Like it's not like you think high school and college are 2 big different things. If you can do good in high school, you can do good in college as well. And even if you did bad or not so good in high school, you can do amazing in college. It's all about your effort. It's all about your study habits. It's all about what you decide. If you want to do good, I promise you can do good. So what is the honors program? So I came to Mississippi University for Women on a Centennial Scholarship. So I don't pay for anything. Everything's free. I get a refund. I get a refund every semester, over $1,000 every semester. They pay for my books. They pay for my meals. So I don't have to pay for anything. And that was because of ACT and an interview. So I did ACT and I did interview. And like I said, your transcript matters. So it's good if you go ahead and have that good GPA, but your ACT score gets you a lot in college. So yeah, I'm on a Centennial Scholarship, so it's been pretty good to me. And we also have study abroad. So this summer I'll be traveling to Ireland for a month. So the Centennial Scholarship allows you to study abroad. They have different trips, Ireland, Spain. They have everywhere you can think of, we go. So go ahead. I know it's getting to the end, but go ahead and try to finish out strong. And even if you didn't, go ahead and retake that ACT score when you get out of high school. ACT doesn't end here. You can go ahead and take it again over the summer. You can take it next semester. Don't give up. Don't think that it's too late. That, oh my gosh, I did it so bad. No, keep going, keep trying, because I promise you, it'll all work out. So there are lots of scholarship opportunities. You can do scholarships based on your grades. You can have activities that you're good in. Go ahead and apply for those scholarships. A lot of scholarships are closed, but you still can go ahead and a quick Google search and you can find scholarships. Don't be afraid. Don't let write an essay, 500 words scare you. Do not let that scare you, because at the end of the day, that's money in your pocket. That's money for school. That's money your parents don't have to worry about. I'm able to buy anything that I want right now. Go ahead and apply for those scholarships. So how have I managed to survive 2 years at the W? Everything that I just talked about thus far. I'm paying attention, I'm showing effort. I'm also enjoying myself. I'm becoming involved. I found out my study skills, my habits. Go ahead and think about all of that before you get here or get wherever you're going, because it's gonna work out in the end. It's gonna be very, 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 very important for you.
Yeah.
So mapping a plan. I know if y'all heard 1,000 times, go to college, go to college. And I understand that college is not for everyone, and that's okay. But make sure you have a plan. It's not okay to say, okay, I don't think college is for me, and you don't have a plan. Go ahead and think about what you want to do now. There are many entrepreneurs, there are many celebrities, there are many artists out here that did not go to college, but they had a plan. You got to go ahead and invest in those classes. Pay attention to Coach Piggy. He had a great entrepreneur class. Pay attention to what he's saying. Pay attention to those modules, Everify. Pay attention to all of that, because in the end, as long as you have a plan, you'll be fine. Like I said, I understand college is not going to be for everyone. Go ahead and get those trade programs. Go ahead and go to hair school, barber school. Go ahead and do that, because I promise you, in the end, I know everybody in their room want to make money. Everybody in their big cars and fancy houses. In order to do that, you got to have some type of education, some type of plan. So go ahead and think about that now, so you won't have to worry about it in the end. All right, creating your own businesses. So like I said before, a quick Google search, you can find several websites, several programs where you can go ahead and enter into, and they'll break down everything you need to know in order to be successful in your businesses. Don't just say, okay, I want to create a business, and don't do any research. That's not going to end well. Go ahead and look up everything you need to know. Go ahead and ask around, talk to different people that own businesses, because I promise you, like I said before, go ahead and map that plan out and you'll be okay.
Yeah, and I can even, I know we had a conversation after you graduated, and you're like, man, I wish we'd have talked about this before I graduated, because we talked about your prices. And,
Yes.
I'm not an expert by any means, but I can give you some good advice when it comes to small businesses in Mississippi because of the research I've done. So, for anybody watching now or later, that's something you don't need to let that pass by you while you have the resources here.
Right. Because I know I'm a very, very nice person. So I try my best to please everyone, to make sure everything's affordable. But at the same time, you also have to think about yourself too. So Coach Piger reminded me of that. So if you're thinking about starting business, don't be afraid to talk to your teacher. Coach Piger is a great resource right there in front of you. You see him every day. Go ahead and talk to him. So start planning now. Do not wait until the summer. Do not wait until the very last minute to think about college. Right now, you should already have a plan right now. But if you don't, go ahead after this PowerPoint presentation, when you go home later, go ahead and do some research and start thinking about what you want to do. Because like I said, everyone in their room is going to want a big life, a big, huge life. So go ahead and start planning right now. Think smart when planning. If you have not applied to a program right now and you're thinking about applying in the spring, starting in the spring of next year or next fall, go ahead and figure out as far as money wise, what's best for you. As far as traveling, do you want to stay on campus? Do you not want to stay on campus? Think smart. Think about all of that. Make sure you're doing it for you. Money is important, but your happiness is too. So maybe this program is $1,000 less, but this program is $1,000 more. Think about which one will benefit you most in the end. And you have to make the decision for yourself. Make sure the school that you pick is where you want to go to, not where your mom want to go to, not where your friend's going to, not where your boyfriend or girlfriend is going to. Make sure this is the school for you, because you have to stay there for those 2 or 4 years. And don't be afraid to start at a community college. Don't be afraid to go straight to university. You do whatever is best for you, because I promise you, you will be just as successful in a trade program as you would be in 2-year, as you would be in a 4-year. Go ahead and think about all of that, but make sure it's what's best for you. Okay, what's next? Let's talk. So what do you guys' plans look like? Do you have any questions? Anything you want to ask?
Yeah, we do have some questions we're going to get to. But I mean, great information. But I have a question about some that want to get in the health related fields.
Mm-hmm.
Talk a little bit about some that want to start as a CNA and then maybe work in the medical field for a while, or as a medical assistant, work in the medical field for a while, and then maybe move and do the nursing program part-time while they're still working full-time. Would that be a possible route for some of these?
Yes, that'll be a personal route. So that would be a good route. So I don't know exactly all the requirements you need for CNA, but I know a lot of people start with CNA, and then they go to LPN, and then they go to RN, and keep going up and up. And while I think about it, while you're starting right there, while you're starting at CNA or LPN, you're able to get experience. You're able to look at the program, work alongside people that you that's in these higher up positions. Don't be afraid to start off there, because I promise you, watching them every day, looking and seeing what they do is going to help you when you go apply for that RN program. You're going to always have experience. You're going to already know a lot of information. It's going to make it a breeze. So sometimes it's okay to go. It's okay to not. You don't have to go straight to RN program. You can start off at the at a CNA or LPN and be great. So yeah, that's possible.
Yeah, and because I mean, and obviously finances is a huge role in that as well. But you know, an RN program is, you know, they're not just going to look at the stutter students; they're going to look at people that have experience in the field. Because when it comes to health-related fields, I know a lot of kids say they want to do it because they think it's lucrative. But at the end of the day, you have people's lives on the line. This is not an industry you can be halfway in. You have to be perfect all the time, or somebody can die. So it's something where, you know, the education is important, but the skills are just as important. So working in a clinic setting, a hospital setting, working at, you know, as a CNA, LPN, you know, LPN you can get in 6-7 months, or I think it's a year at Hines. And that's a very affordable program. You could do that while you're a medical assistant, while you're a CNA. So that is a route that's possible. I know you're going to go straight into the BSN. And then with your skills, hopefully the MSN as well, and maybe a nurse practitioner at one point. But again, that's going to be stuff that you're going to do while you're working. Right. So you're going to gain the experience. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the W, because I've never heard anybody say that it is a bad experience. Now, I know the family atmosphere I hear about there is incredible. I've heard, you know, we've had some teachers here that have gone to the W. Miss Berry, our librarian, as a alumni of the W. So, and so is Miss Hoxett. So it is a great atmosphere, but it is not an all women's institution. I think it's important for everybody to understand that was what it was based on, but it is coeducational. There are men that go to school there just because of the competitive programs like nursing and the culinary program, which are two of the best in the country when it comes to those departments. So no, it doesn't have the football. It does have basketball. It has baseball, but it doesn't have the football, but it is a great atmosphere. So, and also coming from a majority Black school going to a PWI, talk a little bit about that change in culture, because we have a lot of kids that say, look, I've gone to a Black school my whole life. I don't want to go to an HBCU. They want to try the PWI to experience different backgrounds. And I know the W is a very diverse school. So tell us a little bit about the life at the W and how that change in culture has affected you.
So the life at the W, okay. So my freshman year, we was fresh off of COVID. So I really wasn't out as much. I would be in my room doing my work all the time and trying to be alone because I was afraid of COVID. But this second year, y'all, I made so many friends. Some of my best friends are also they in the they in the honors program as well. They are amazing. Like we have activities regularly. We have food is right down the road. So if you get bored on campus, we have many activities right down the road. It's a great place. The teachers they treat you just like you their child. They love you. You have many jobs on campuses, and the networking here is amazing. When I tell you, if you talk to one person at the W, it goes on and on and on and on, and eventually you have a job straight after college here. So the networking here is amazing. I'm having a great experience. You have plenty of opportunities to have fun. There are many programs and organizations for you to join. You can start your own organization here. Everyone here is very friendly. You can walk past anyone and wave, they'll wave back. You made a new friend just like this. So the environment here is amazing. And transitioning from all black school or majority black school to a PWI, at first I was like, okay, I'm nervous because I'm thinking, okay, I never been around this many different people before. How's it gonna be? Is it harder here? It is all the same, y'all. It is the same. Everyone, we all get along. I have some of my closest friends. So it's great here. Like it's no big difference. Don't be afraid. Don't think that you're gonna feel left out. Don't think that you're different. It is just as many black people here as it is any other races on this campus. So you have fun. Everyone learns to just work together. So I think if you're thinking about it, don't be afraid. Go ahead and try it. It's great.
Yeah, also a lot of international students there, and you wouldn't think that in Columbus, Mississippi, but a very big international population at the W. So that's got to be cool getting to be around people from other countries.
Yes, we had
Yeah, I mean, because
oh,
I know there's a lot of Africans and a lot of Asians there as well.
so I'm in YBLA, is Young Black Leadership Association, and we just had one new student. I think she's from Nigeria. I think she's amazing. It's great because at Velma Jackson, we don't have that many different people there. So it was great trying seeing, learning and listening to other people. She did presentations. She told us about where she was from. So not only do you get this beautiful experience, but you get to learn about different cultures. You get to learn about how they were, the things that they went through at school, the things that they learned. So it's good being able to meet new people, because when you go to work, especially in the medical field, you're going to encounter all different kinds of people. So go ahead and don't be shy right now. Go ahead and don't be afraid to talk to different people, to be around different people, because when you go to work in your job, you don't get to decide who you gonna work with. You don't get to decide who your boss is going to be. You don't get to decide what patients you will have. You get to work with everybody. So go ahead and jump out there and don't be afraid. Don't run from PWIs, but don't run for HBCUs, but make sure you decide what is best for you.
Yeah, it really is all about what fits best in your personal situation, whether it be socially, academically, financially. All that has to come into play. And I know you and Kennedy are best friends, and she talked about that, having the PWI at the JUCO and now at the HBCU, how both of those really shaped her. And she said a lot of the same things you said. Now, also, you talked about, you need to have a plan. We got 3 weeks until graduation here, and I've had kids tell me they don't know what they're going to do. We actually had a conversation last week that I had to stop because it was so demoralizing. People saying, well, if I don't graduate from high school, here's what I'm going to do. And I just don't know why we have that mindset. You came from a great class. I was telling them how competitive the academics in your class was, because the Hall of Fame was so tough to decide that year between you, Kennedy, Christian, Rydarius, Darren, just so many great students. So why is it important to get out of that mindset? Because, and your cousin Shamiria, she's up there. She's a new Delta Sigma Theta at the W. So why is it important to get out of that mindset and see that there's more outside of just Camden?
It's important to get out of that mindset because I'm telling you, without a plan, without an education, without some sort of education, trade or whatever, what can you do? It's nothing you can do out there. Working at small places or restaurants or Small things like that won't take you, it will only take you so far. So go ahead and start thinking about what you want to do. Because I promise you, in the real world, they're not going to babysit you. They're not going to make you go get a job. They're not going to make you pay your bills. You got to find out what's best for you. Go ahead and start thinking about your life, because as soon as you exit out of those doors, as soon as you leave graduation, it's on you. You got to decide what you want to do. You got to decide what your life going to look like. And it starts now. So thinking, oh, I don't even know if I'm going to graduate, you take that out of your vocabulary. You need to be thinking about what do you need to do to make sure you cross that stage. Go ahead and think about that now. So leave the negative mindset where it was just constantly roll over. You'll be 40 years old trying to figure out where you went wrong, trying to thinking about what you should have did. Don't live your life like that. Go ahead and think about what you want to do.
Yeah, and also, and obviously, a lot of them are always interested in the Greek organizations. I know you haven't joined yet. I don't know if you want to. That's if you want to, but I know your cousin Shamiria did just join Delta Sigma Theta, and we all see the strolling and the and all that stuff, and all that's cool. But you know, I know you're still on the outside looking in, but she does a lot more than just that. They are a community service-based organization, so I know they're always interested in that. But I think they only see the glitz and glamour. They don't see what goes on behind the scenes.
No, in order for you to even think about being in a Greek organization, your GPA, your community service, all of that's important. You cannot even get through the door without being able, knowing how to present yourself. If they see you now, your first 2 years while they're watching you, you got to carry yourself good. You got to be attentive in class. You got to be involved in order for them to even think about allowing you in. It's not all about just strolling or wearing colors or wearing letters. You actually got to have community service before you go. You actually got to have a decent GPA. So if you start off bad, that's it. You can't get in.
And that's for even the service organizations as well. I know the Kappa Kappa, I forget it, but they're a service sorority also on the W, and they have the same requirements even for the non-Greek organizations. They want you to be a part of it, but they want you to be able to represent them in a positive light, because you said with the networking, especially at a place like the W, and also you talked about there's a lot to do. Columbus is not some little podunk town. It's not Jackson. But there is a lot to do there, and you're also close to Starkville, so involved in the Mississippi State sports scene as well. So how does all that go?
Right. So when you think about it, you're like, okay, they don't have a football team. Starkville is like 25, 30 minutes right down the road. You have everything you need to. So don't think, oh, I'm gonna be bored. No, you have everything you need. We have a million food places. We have bowling, skating. We have everything. And it's like I said, Starkville is right down the road. You can go to a baseball game. You can go to a football game. It's a million things that you can do. Columbus, when you think Columbus, you're like, I never heard of that, but it's a lot of things. It's not Camden. It's not Camden. It's a lot of different places you can go here. And back to the W, we have different galas, we have balls, we have a lot of they make sure that they bring different people in so you can talk to professionals. They teach you how to work businesses. There are so many opportunities here. Their main goal is to make sure you know what you're going to do after. They don't say, okay, we're just going to get you through college. They talk about what's next. So you think about what's next after high school. And when you get here, they're thinking about, okay, what's next? What's after this? What are you going to do after this?
Yeah, and along with that same atmosphere, I know for a fact that W aggressively recruits junior college transfers. So if we have someone that want to go to Hines and Holmes, that's great. It's a much more affordable option and maybe easier to adjust to college life. But I know the W recruits at those campuses very, very hard and really wants people to come experience their last 2 years, even if they do start off at a community college. So that's something else to look at. If you don't have the GPA to be able to get the scholarships as a senior in high school, the W really does a good job, from what I've seen, of getting those community college students into the four-year university at the W. And like we said, it's not just females. It is majority females, which I think a lot of guys would enjoy. But there are definitely men in school there, so they would have men's organizations as well.
There are a lot of guys on this campus. Just as it's a lot of girls too, but it's a lot of guys on this campus. We have basketball, we have track, we have cross country, we have all those sports. So we have a lot of guys that come here to, especially you thinking about sports. You want to find somewhere to start off. You can go ahead and play basketball here. They have people to come watch you, have people to come look at you. And like Coach Pike said, you can go ahead and start off at Hines or Holmes or community colleges, because the we have a lot of transfer students here. Like half of our population are transfer
I think
students.
they're probably the most transfer
Mhm.
school in the state, even more so than Mississippi State. So it is a very, very good opportunity if somebody was looking into that. Join these junior college national honor societies, and then you can go to the W for free like you are. But I do have some questions to get to, and these are all seniors. Now this is Corlin Murray, and she asked, what was the number one factor that you considered when you were choosing your college?
The number one factor. So I knew that I wanted to be in a medical or a nursing, something like that, some type of medical field. So when I did my research, I looked at who had the best programs. And when I looked at who had the best programs, the W was number one. But I didn't stop right there, because I'm like, okay, they have a good program, but is the school for me? So I went and did the tour. I looked at the campus. I did my research. So whether or not the money played a big part, but also who had what I needed most. So nursing, this is the campus for nursing. So I made sure, I'm like, if I want to get a nursing degree, if I know I'm gonna have to deal with patients and deal with people's lives, I want to get the best of the best degree that I can get. So I came here for nursing. So nursing was my top priority. So that was my number one factor as to why I came here.
Yeah, and also great hospitals up there for the clinicals, because you got the West Point and the Tupelo North Mississippi Medical Center, where my father is, the largest rural medical center in the world, right up the road. So you got, the great opportunities for internships and clinical experience, and not, good spot for job placement as well, right out of college, because that's one of the North Mississippi Medical Center for the medical field. You say you want to get out of Jackson, you want to stay in the medical field. Tupelo is where it's at right now if you want to get out of town. So that's in state, not that far away, but it's still away from home. This is Derek Bush, and he asked, what encouraged you to choose Ireland as your study abroad program?
Well, okay, so they have designated places that we go every year. So this time was Ireland. So I could have waited to next year, but I wanted to go ahead and get it out the way, because I know I have nursing school coming up. So I want to go ahead and have fun, see the world before nursing school, because I go in May and I come back in June, and nursing school is at the end of June. So I want to go ahead and have fun, meet different people, look at the world before I went to nursing school, because that's a breath of fresh air.
I've never been to Ireland. I only know two people that I've met my entire life that have been to Ireland. So that's something that not a lot of people can say. So that's awesome. Right. Now this is Jasmine Williamson, our current Miss Velma Jackson, and she has a two-part question. The first one is, what's something you did not take advantage of that you wish you would have while you were in high school?
I don't know.
You did cover all the bases. Well, I even forgot about some of them.
I don't know. Let's see. Oh, okay. So academic wise, I think I did as much as I wanted to do. I made sure I made relationships with my teachers. I did track. I did want to run track, and I started, but I didn't finish. So that's something I kind of stayed away from. So I say, okay, so as far as organizations and joining different organizations, I say don't limit yourself. So I was also afraid, like some people would be afraid, the people to watch them and stuff like that. So don't be afraid to try different things, because I was stuck on cheer and choir, and I didn't want to try more things, but I knew in my heart that I wanted to do more than just cheer and choir. So I think I wish I would have joined more organizations, even though I was in many, but I wanted to try. I should have did more sports. I should have did more sports.
Okay. And she also asked, how did dual enrollment benefit you coming out of high school?
Dual enrollment. Ooh, it benefited me so much. So right now I'm a junior. This is my second year, but I'm a junior. I'm not gonna be able to, I could graduate early, but I'm gonna enter into the nursing program. So I'm not gonna be able to, because that's 2 years, but doing enrollment helped me a lot. I went ahead and knocked all of those core classes out the way. So my second year right now, I'm not really taking any prereqs besides human pathophysiology for nursing school. The rest of the time, this means I get a chance to take any class that I want. So if I want to take art classes, I can take art classes. If I want to take yoga, I can take yoga. So now I'm basically just relaxing, taking whatever I want, taking things that that's not a part of my major that maybe I'm just interested in and want to learn more of. And it leaves room for you to go ahead and get a minor. Like you can go ahead and get a minor in health classes or whatever minor you want, music, education, go ahead and get that minor. So if you get dual enrollment classes, that first year, you might take a few more that you didn't get a chance to, but that second year, you get to have fun with whatever you want to learn. You get to choose. And when do you get to choose what you want to learn? Like you get to choose what you want to learn. You get to choose what you want to do. You get to choose how many more classes you take. So dual enrollment play a huge role. You get my best friend Kennedy, you can graduate early. She's graduating next year. So you can go ahead and dual enrollment classes. If you don't want to be in school that long, go ahead and take those dual enrollment classes. And you can graduate in 3 years. And you'll be out of there. You'll be good. You'll be good to go. So dual enrollment classes play a lot. They play a huge role. So now, even when I took those dual enrollment classes and found stuff that I was interested in, I can also take more classes that are preparing me for nursing school. So I have room to go ahead and take those classes. So
Yeah. And Kennedy actually graduated from Hines in 1 year, which she talked about with us. That's amazing to get an associate's in 1 year. This is Makala Garrett, and she asked, is it hard to adjust to nursing school out of town?
Out of town. So I'm still in town, I'm still in Mississippi. So I'm not sure how nursing schools are outside of Mississippi, but I feel like it's basically the same because I think everyone across the world nursing school is basically the same. They have the same requirements, the same goals and stuff. So
I think really asking, is it tough being away from home as you're
no. No, it's not tough. It's not tough being away from home. I could just drive home on the weekend sometimes. So no, it's not tough. And when I started nursing school, you have exams and stuff throughout the week, but you still have those weekends. You can still go home. So no, you get a break. You get a chance to come here and relax and not hear your name 30 times. You get a chance to actually have fun here, and then you can go home and visit your family. But it's not tough at all. It may start off in the beginning. You're like, okay, I miss my mom. I miss my family. But I promise you, after that month, after them first 2 weeks, you're gonna be like, okay, I'm not coming home. I'm not coming home.
Yeah, so, and I know Shamiria is up there, and Nala. Is there anybody else?
Rachel and Kenya.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about Kenya. And who's the other one?
Rachel and Kenya.
Rachel
Paige.
That's right. So there's 5 of y'all up there. Wow, that's awesome. Now I got one more from the students, and this is Kendrick Lindsay, and he asked, "Has the hard work? Have you seen all of your hard work pay off?"
Yeah. Yes, because I was able to participate in so many different things. When I filled out my application for the W, they like, oh wow, like you not only was you able to have a high GPA, you was also involved. We want her. So when I went to my interview and they asked me questions, they didn't ask me questions just like, so what grade did you make on this? What grade did you make on that? No. They asked, what was you involved in? How did you balance being able to be in so many organizations and have a high GPA? They ask you personal questions like that. So me in high school being able to participate in so many organizations, do and achieve so many goals. They was very interested in that. So that allowed me to come here for free. That allowed them to put money in my pocket. And then it allowed the nursing school while I'm in college now, because I did so well my first 2 years, because they seen so many doing enrollment courses, because I was working hard my first 2 years, it allowed me to go enter into nursing school. The W has a hard nursing program. It's very competitive. So I was able to... Right. So I was able to do early selection and go ahead and find out whether or not I was going to be in a nursing program early or not. So yes, my hard work, it definitely pays off. So don't think, oh, I'm just doing this. It don't matter. No. I trust me. You might not see it right now, but eventually hard work definitely pays off.
Absolutely. Well, Scott, we're almost out of time. And thank you. That was a great presentation. Thank you so much. Before we go, you were just here 2 years ago. You were sitting in these same seats with these same teachers, walking these same halls as a little girl from Camden. So
Yeah.
you had the same background, same area, same education as everybody that's watching now and watching later. But yet you have done some amazing things with a lot more amazing things to come. And I'm so excited. I can't wait to see the pictures from Ireland too, by the way. But you've done so much. So what can they do now, just 3 weeks from graduation, to try to follow in the same footsteps as you and the other ones up there at the W have done?
What can you do now? Keep maintaining those grades. A lot of people wait to will be so good in the beginning and get to the end and start getting lazy, start acting out. No, continue to keep doing good. Keep doing good. Go ahead and look up some stuff about the school that you chose. Go ahead and think. When I said early in my presentation, go ahead and map out that plan. Go ahead and map out that plan because it'll all work out in the end. So no, get up. Don't just sit around right now. Of course, enjoy yourself before you start your fall semester, but also think of a plan. Go ahead and figure out what you're gonna do. If you're not going to school, go ahead and figure out what program you want to enter, and maybe you want to take a gap year. Use that year to figure out what you want to do for that next year. Don't just sit around, because I promise you, like I said, each and every one of you all want to have a huge life. You want to be able to take care of your families. Go ahead and give back to your mom, give back to your community. Start now, start today. Do not wait any longer. Go ahead and start today.
That's awesome. Well, Sky, we are so proud to call you an alumni. It makes us so proud to see all the stuff you guys are doing up there, and you're going to continue to do it. Thank you so much for taking some time for us today. I know your schedule there is packed, but hopefully you see me officiate some W basketball games up there this coming season. So I'll have a good heckling section for that. I'll let y'all know when I'm there. So thank you so much, Sky. And again, so proud to call you an alumni of Velma Jackson. You're just everything we want and more.
Thank you. I'm so glad you reached out and I was able to talk to y'all today.
And hopefully we can have you in person sometime soon.
Yes.
All right, my friend. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thank y'all.
Yeah.